3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome. Doing pretty darn good because we are within days of Fan Expo Canada 2024, my 15th year going. And folks, it is going to be a great year as always. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Myers, Corp Cosplay. I'm a cosplayer. I've been doing this podcast for over a year. I've been attending cons for years and years and years and years, and I'm here to talk about nerdy stuff and fun stuff with you out there in the Wild West world. Are you excited? I'm excited. It's Fan Expo week. It's getting to the point where the tension is palpable. You can cut it with a knife. Usually here on the podcast, we usually start out with a little bit of newsy news from around the world. However, we don't have any this week because last week we kind of covered everything about the news. We kind of ran the gamut of what we can talk about because I really wanted to cover all the stuff from San Diego Comic-Con, Disney, and all that other stuff. I wanted to make sure that we got all that stuff covered, and we did. So now we're kind of out of news. And to be fair, I really haven't had a ton of time to get anything watched or anything like that because it has been cosplay craziness around here. So we don't really have a news section, so we're going to just jump into the main event right off the bat, and that is Fan Expo. But before we do that, we do have a tradition here on the podcast, and that is we have a sponsor, and that sponsor is here every single week. She is an amazing sponsor. She's been here from the beginning, and that sponsor is my amazing, incredible wife. She's always been my sponsor. I really would not be doing this if it wasn't for her. She has motivated me to enjoy my creativity and explore it. And because of her, I'm cosplaying. I'm still going to cons. I'm doing podcasts and all that stuff. So if it wasn't for her, I would not be here. And that's why she will always be my sponsor. Hun, I love you. Thank you so much. Here we are, folks. We are at the main event. We are only 2 minutes in. Well, that's what happens when you don't have any news. Let's talk about Fan Expo Canada, folks. 2024. It has been 15 years of going to this convention. Back in 2009 was my first time going to a Comic-Con of any type. And that was because of a good friend of mine, Tom, and I believe my good friend Gavin also played a part in that. And they said, we're going to go to this thing called Fan Expo. It wasn't even Fan Expo Canada. It was just Fan Expo. And I didn't know what that was. And he said, we're going to go meet Bruce Campbell. And I said, okay, I'm interested. What day is it? And he said, it's a 3-day con. This is back when it was 3 days. And I said, okay, we're just going to go in and out every day. He said, no, we're going to stay at a hotel. And I come from a world where I did not go do stuff like this overnight on my own. This was a whole new thing, especially with friends. This was new to me. And we had an incredible time. And I said, this is the thing. I need to do this every single year. And Tom and Gavin and their wives, my wife, we all would go year after year after year. But unfortunately, life happens. And, they had kids, they had other things in their lives come up. And I'm the guy who just said, no, I love doing this. This is my thing. And I'm going to enjoy cosplaying. And now it's been 15 years of going to Comic-Con. So I have a little bit of expertise on this, I think. 15 years in a row of seeing this con evolve. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. So if you are new and this is your first time going to Comic-Con, this is the first time going to Fan Expo Canada, welcome. Hope you have a good time. I think you will. So Fan Expo 2024 will be at the Metro Toronto Convention Center in downtown Toronto, right next to Ripley's Aquarium, and just a hop, skip, and a jump to the CN Tower. It has been there since 2009. They've never changed the venue. The reason is because there's not many venues bigger than that. The only other place I could contemplate them doing it is maybe at the Rogers Center. They can't possibly do it at the X grounds. It's a little too big, a little too open. So I think it's going to be there for the continual future, and I'm okay with it because it's a cool venue. It's broken up to 2 buildings. We're going to go over the floor map a little later because they released it today, and it will give you guys an idea of what to look forward to and where to go and all those things. So it is Thursday, August 22nd to Sunday, August 25th, 4 full days. Well, 3.5. Thursday starts at 2 o'clock, but I still count it as a full day. Hey, Red Moon Glass, how you doing? So this is your first time. I hope you're excited. We've got some big guests coming this year, which I'm super excited about. We've got guests like Dolph Lundgren from Rocky 4. I can just imagine how much fun he is going to have. I don't think he's done any cons around here that I can remember. He was booked for Niagara Falls and unfortunately had to back out. So it is going to be great to see him in the flesh. I'm a big Rocky fan. I'm a big Expendables fan. I'm also a big Punisher fan because he was the original Punisher. So it'll be cool to see him. Helen Hunt from Twister is going to be here, which is perfect because Twisters just came out and is getting rave reviews from fans. So it'll be cool that she's going to be here. She actually has a bonus ticket that you can get if you're a big Twister fan. You can go down the street and see Twister with her, and there's a Q&A after, and that's pretty cool. If I didn't have a cosplay contest that Saturday night, I would definitely be getting that ticket because it's a great movie, and I'd love to ask her some questions. Marissa Tomei, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're an MCU fan, Marissa Tomei, Aunt May is going to be in the house at Fan Expo Canada 2024. She is going to do amazing. And also with your Disney lineup, you also get Josh Gad, the voice of Olaf, and what's his name from Beauty and the Beast, LeFou. So that is going to be a really big get for them. He is going to be, I think, the big guest of the weekend. He's going to be just lined up out the door all weekend. Who else? We got Bryce Dallas Howard from Jurassic World and many other things. That's where I mostly know her from. Simu Liu, another Marvel. We've got Shang-Chi in the house, only for one day, I think. Just stumbled upon your channel searching for Fan Expo. Intro Nerd, welcome. Welcome. My name is Myers Corp Cosplay. I do this every week. We talk about Fan Expo. This is my 15th year. Hope you enjoy the show. We're going to talk all about cosplay and we're going to talk about Fan Expo. And last but not least, we've got Rosario Dawson. If you're a Star Wars fan, Ahsoka will be at Fan Expo. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see these big guests, but I have to admit, I probably will not be meeting many of them. I just don't have the money to drop on some of these autographs. They have changed the website recently, and I hope that it is for a good reason, because when I was searching some prices earlier, there were some prices on there that I really thought were a little too high. Rosario Dawson being one of them, where the prices were looking like $150 for an autograph, and then if you want another personalization, it's like $100 on top of that. And like, I get Disney dollars, but come on, folks, that's a little too much for me. I don't think there's many celebrities out there that I would pay that much for just to get a piece of paper signed. But if you're that person, if you're a hardcore Rosario Dawson fan, if you're a giant Clerks fan, maybe if you loved Clerks 2 and you want to meet Rosario, she will be there. It is going to be a wild weekend in the celebrity area. And for all my friends who are in the volunteer area with the celebrities, I wish you well. I will be running into you many times over the weekend. I can just imagine the stories you are going to have. I've actually had a lot of people ask me. I volunteer at Niagara Falls Comic-Con with the celebrities. I volunteer at Hamilton Comic-Con with the celebrities. Why don't I volunteer at Fan Expo? Because it's nuts. Plain and simple. I've been going to this con for 15 years. I love attending. When the pandemic hit and they did the limited edition Fan Expo Canada, where it was like half a con. I volunteered that year because I really didn't want to pay full price for half a convention. That's the only year I'll ever do it. Even just a small half con was a little insane. It was fun, but it was just a little nuts, and it's a little too nuts for me. I actually worked with William Shatner that year, and he was a great guest. I had no problems, but just the amount of people and the amount of, it was just too much for me. So I just enjoy going. So those are your big guests, and there are many more. You can check their website. There's a lot more, but the ones I'm excited for are the ones that are not high on the list, but mean a lot to me. So we've got Patrick Warburton, who you might know as a cast member of Family Guy, or as I know him best, Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. He's listed as Seinfeld. I don't care. He's Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. I am a huge Emperor's New Groove fan. I could probably quote that movie word for word. We actually, the volunteers and I have a party at my house every year. We had one just a few weeks ago. And one of the drinks we create is called Cusco's Poison, based off the movie. And I would love to get a photo with him, but I just do not have the time or the amount of money to get a photo with him. But I would love to at least walk up and say, thank you for an amazing career and amazing voice, because you're just amazing in general. Giancarlo Esposito, folks, will be in the house. Giancarlo, if you don't know who Giancarlo Esposito is at this point, you've been living under a rock for the past decade. Breaking Bad, Mandalorian, Far Cry 6. He is incredible. I worked with him at Niagara Falls last time he was there, and the sweetest person I think I've ever met. The amazing time and energy he spends with his fans is worth every dollar you pay for his autograph. I've said this story before, but I'll say it again. He was when I was working with him, I saw he was really taking his time with his autographs. And I asked his handler, who is his agent, I said, he's taken a lot of time and a lot of energy with this. Like, that's really cool to see. And she said, I have to go out and get him specific markers. And I said, what? You have to get specific markers, like Sharpies and stuff don't work? She said, no, he wants these specific markers because they dry quickly and leave a great line. He wants to make sure his autograph is properly done and is not going to smudge later. He wants every person to get the perfect autograph. And I couldn't believe she said that. There was actually a guy that brought up the not the Mandalorian helmet, but whatever his character was. I don't watch the show. I'm sorry. His helmet, and the fan brought up like a paragraph for him to write. Most people write like "May the Force be with you" or something like that. He brought a full paragraph, and Giancarlo wrote out the whole thing on the side of the helmet. So if you're a fan of his in any capacity, go get it. Get his autograph. It is well worth your time. The Nerd in chat says the Thursday schedule is nice and light and capped off with John Rhys Davies. Another great guest from what I've heard. I've not met him personally, but I know people who have worked with him, and they all said he is amazing and hilarious. So yeah, Thursday is a great day to go if you just want to take your time. I usually cosplay every day, but Thursday is my casual day. I'm shopping that day. I love having it nice and easy. Red Moon in chat says Keith Moon will be there. Keith David will be there. Yeah, I love Keith David. I'm like, every voice you've ever loved is Keith David, it feels like. As a giant Spawn fan, as a giant Gargoyles fan, he is an icon in my mind. I will probably walk over and say hi to him. I wish I got to see him at Niagara Falls for Frightmare, but I did not get an opportunity. But yeah, a stellar guest from what I've heard. So another one. If you really want to meet him. He's worth it. Larry Thomas will be there. He is the one I'm probably the most excited for. I've told this story before in the past. My first Comic-Con was Hamilton Comic-Con many moons ago, and I actually ended up having drinks with Larry Thomas at the end of the night, and who I can't remember his name, Flash Gordon. I can't remember. But anyways, Larry Thomas specifically, and we were talking about TV, and he's the soup Nazi from Seinfeld. And I said, you're known for that one phrase. That's got to be kind of annoying to kind of get that same line thrown at you over and over again. And he said, Mike, thousands of actors are out there, millions of actors are out there and are known for nothing. I'm known for something. I take so much pride in that line. And that made me feel so good to know that, yeah, you won't get you may get only one line in your life as a celebrity, as an actor, that is yours. And he loves it. He loves running with it. So I can't wait to see him. It's the first time I've seen him since that evening. So I can't wait to see him and actually thank him for that great words of wisdom and a story that I will tell everybody. Yes, the Seinfeld panel will be a lot of fun. I can just imagine how much fun they're going to be. Maurice LaMarche, the voice of the Brain from Pinky and the Brain. I met Rob Paulson, the voice of Pinky, last year. I need to meet Maurice this year and get my picture signed with both of them. Jeff Johns, the reinventor of the Green Lantern series back in the 2000s, will be there. I'm hoping to run into him. The problem with the comic book guys is they're not as dictated timeline wise as other celebrities, so I might not be able to get a chance, but I'm a giant Green Lantern fan. So if I get to run into him, it will be an honor just to be like, thank you for reinventing the character and making him amazing. The emotional spectrum makes the character so much better. So hopefully I'll get to run into him. And last but not least, Victor Lucas is going to be there. If you don't know who Victor Lucas is, you're not a video game fan in Canada. Victor Lucas is from a program called Electric Playground, which is the Canadian, I don't know, explain it. It's a video game show that is in Canada. And one of the first people I ever met at Comic-Con, at Fan Expo, was Victor Lucas. He was a guest back then. They were shooting this show at Fan Expo. So to see him back 15 years later, I don't even think Electric Playground's still around. It might be a YouTube series or something, but to see him back after so many years is so cool. He was so nice when I met him the first year. Victoria in chat says Victor Lucas is a goat. He really is. Like, he has been proudly pushing the genre of video games for so long. He is so good. So it'd be hopefully great to run into him and say, dude, you're amazing, thank you for still doing it. But yeah, it'll be, so that's what I'm looking forward to. Patrick Warburton, Giancarlo, Larry Thomas, Maurice, Victor Lucas, and some Jeff Johns. So that's kind of the celebrities that are going right now. If you're free on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, you can come down to the Masters of Cosplay Grand Prix, which is the cosplay contest of Fan Expo Canada, because you're going to see this freaking idiot there. Yes, I will be doing the Masters of Cosplay Grand Prix. This is my 7th time competing at Fan Expo. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun competing again. I have in the past said some things about the Grand Prix that I wish it was more like the old way they did it. Back in the day, if you were a cosplayer, you got to bring your own music. You had a full minute on stage to do a type of performance. That's not the way they do it now. Really, we will walk on stage, we'll strike a couple poses for photographers, and then we will walk off. I wish it was more like the old way, because that way is the way that a lot of conventions outside of Fan Expo do it. Anime North being a good example. But whatever. I'm still excited to see all the other cosplayers behind the scenes, interacting with them. I know a frequent person on our podcast, Pretty Nerdy Crystal, will also be competing, as well as myself. It is going to be fun. Like I said, I wish there was more performance part of it. I really enjoy it. Red Moon says, heck, the old way was a lot more fun. Indo Nerd said, I missed the cosplay masquerade the last few years, as they used to call it, and hoping to fit in the schedule this year. Yeah, it's I don't know. I still love getting up there and seeing, different cosplayers up there, meeting them backstage, all that part of it. I do miss the performance side of it. I was probably the most fun I got to have over Fan Expo weekend was that performance. I've heard rumblings that they want to bring stuff like that back. Why don't they? I really don't know, but that's just the way it is. I feel like they need to. I haven't competed since 2009, and it was the best, said Red Moon. Yeah, it was really cool. They would always be the last thing on Saturday. It would run 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on how many people were there. And that main room, that main Q&A room, was packed. Like, it was standing room only. it was that full, and the host was incredible. And it was a lot of fun. It was such a fun atmosphere. It was really sad going last year as a fan and not competing, but sitting in the crowd and it being maybe a quarter full. And I feel that really sucks because I know how much time I've spent on Dread and I know how much time others have spent on their cosplay. And I just feel like they should be able to show it off to as many people as possible. And also, they don't record the performance, which is another thing that I'm like, dude, why don't you guys set up a phone and record these so we can all see them later? But they just, anyways, I don't want to turn this into a complaint fest. I'm still excited. I'm going to go. I'm going to have a good time. Dread is officially done. It's going to be a warm cosplay. I walked around with it yesterday and it was warm wearing it, but we're going to have a good time no matter what. Let's make sure to have a whole bunch of water nearby because I'm going to need it. But yeah, I think it starts around 5 something in the afternoon on Saturday. Check the program. It will be there. It'll be downstairs. We're going to have a lot of fun no matter what. Let's jump into the floor plan because I want you guys to sort of see what the con looks like so you guys can sort of plan your night, day, weekend, whatever time you're going to be there. So let's pop up here. So this is the exhibit hall. This is the bottom of the south building at Fan Expo. So if you've never been to Fan Expo Canada at the Metro Toronto Convention Center, you're going to go down a couple sets of escalators, and then you're going to hit this bottom floor, and you're going to end up right here, right in that square. That's the escalator you're going to hit at the bottom. Now, you got a couple ways you can go. You can take a left, and you can hit the food court area, walk through that, and this whole big section here is Artist Alley. So this is where all your independent artists are going to be. All the people who are local to the area who are going to show off their independent art. This is always packed on Saturday. So if you're going on the weekend and you have a full weekend pass, do this first. Do it on Thursday. Do it on Friday early because once you hit midday Friday and the rest of the weekend, it is pretty packed in there. It is elbow to elbow. I'm not 100% off to check the program. This bottom half might be comic book creators. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It might be, so triple check. You can also go back here and you've got some community center areas and you've got some community center areas over to the right. These are going to be local to the area. They are the Ghostbusters usually there. The 501st Star Wars people are all there. They usually set up doing stuff for charity. Go check them out. They always do a great job. If you are a VIP pass holder or if you're an ultimate pass holder, you're going to want to hit this bottom part down here because this is where you pick up your goodie bags. They have got a lot of good stuff in these goodie bags this year. You got some comic books, you got some posters, you got some toys and stuff. So make sure to pick those up. Again, if you have a whole weekend pass, try and get these as early as possible because later in the days and later in the weekend, it gets kind of nutty. Then you've got this big section at the top, and this is where most of your vendors are. If you want to do shopping and you want to buy your favorite toys and all those things, you're going to hit that big area at the top. At the top, however, we have some booths that are catching my eye. Woo, we're going back through cosplay. By the way, I'm going to show off my cosplay later. Let's go back here. So we're going to scroll up here a bit. These are your big booths and these are your sponsor booths. So this is caught my eye because these guys, I don't think have had a big presence in the past couple years. I could be wrong on that, but having Lego back in the fold is a very nice thing because they always have some really cool things that they've built. Paramount had a really cool booth last year. They were showing off some neat TMNT stuff. They were showing off some Twisted Metal stuff. So I'm interested to see what they're going to bring this year. First time I've sprung for the Ultimate Goodies this year. A couple good Batman items, Andre. Yes, there are some good Batman stuff. I'm interested to see what comic book. I do like the way they do their comics where it is a blind bag and you could have ton of different covers. So that is a really nice, a nice little thing in there. Retro Kid is back again in the middle of the floor. They do an amazing job with some amazing shirts. I have a Video and Arcade Top 10 shirt this year, folks. If you are a fan of Lunette the Clown, they have a limited edition Molly doll. I think there's 200 of them. You want to pick one up. They're going to go fast. So if you're a fan of Lunette the Clown and the big comfy couch, that's where you're going to want to be first. Prime. This caught my attention. Prime has a very small booth this year. Prime was up here in the corner last year. So they have now moved down here, which catches my eye because this is where Disney was last year, and now Disney has gotten the big boost. So I'm wondering what Disney is going to be bringing, especially with, Ahsoka is going to be there, but we've got some new Disney Plus shows coming out, especially Star Wars. Bad Batch is coming out and a couple other things. So I'm interested to see what Disney Plus stuff they're going to be bringing. Now, all these other ones are very interesting. Indigo is interesting. Hasbro, Sunrise. If you've been to the con, you know what those are probably. But this one has got my attention. So you may have noticed if you've been going to the con for the past, let's say 5-6 years, just before COVID, there have not been a lot of video game stuff from the big three brands, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. I know some things that I'm not going to talk about on the podcast because it has been told to me in confidence. But there's a reason why none of them have been here. It's good to see that one of them has come back. There was something. Can we talk about the Nerds booth? We could talk about the Nerds booth. Give me 1 second and we'll definitely talk about the Nerds booth. Yes, this makes me very happy. I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm a PlayStation guy, but this is a very nice sign. Hopefully we will be seeing the other two back again very soon. Yes, Roosevelt's is really cool that they have a... that's really cool that they're going to have their own booth. And Nerds, Nerds isn't giving away free stuff. They're missing out. I'll tell you a really funny story. So one of the first years we ended up going, my buddy Tom really wanted to be Scarlet Spider from Spider-Man, and he dieted like mad. He worked his butt off, eating well and everything, and he got into cosplay shape. He was in great shape. He wore the spandex suit. He was super happy. We then went to Fan Expo. And if you've been to it before, you know, not the bottom floor of the South Building, the next floor up has sort of a walkway across it. We were walking out and they were literally throwing Nerds and other candy off of the bridge so people can collect it. He was so happy. We went back to the hotel and he was laying there just eating nerd rope. And we're like, dude, you enjoy it. You've been dieting so well. You're done wearing your suit. Just gorge and enjoy. He was so funny that day. This one, the Bell Esports thing, I'm surprised they're still doing this. I don't know if they have a contract or something, but I know the logo, the Bell logo means a lot, and that's a lot of sponsorship money, but like, this is such a big area, and I never see many people over there. I know they do have tournaments throughout the weekend, and that's great. But when it comes to fans, I don't ever see people sitting there watching them. And again, it's probably because Bell pays a ton for that space, and that's great. But yeah, I just don't ever see anyone over there enjoying it. So it's cool. It's great. I'm glad it's there. Yeah, and I think that's kind of it for this side. So again, with Fan Expo, there are two sides to the con. There is the South Building, and then there's this side, which is the North Building. So this is the street up here that you're going to come in on, and you're going to come up to this area. You've got your ticketing to the left and your photo ops area where you're going to get all your stuff for your tickets and your photo ops. And then My booth is 312 Red Moon Glass 312 in the South Building. Go check them out. I can't wait to see what you guys bring this year. I'm going to break my wallet this year, probably, with all the stuff I got to buy from you guys and everyone else. This big strip on the bottom is the celebrity autograph area. If you want any celebrity stuff, you've got a big wall here that's going to have everybody lined up ready to sign autographs. And in the middle is more vendors. There is a wide variety. I think one of these sections, probably this 400 section here, is the tattoos, I believe. At least they were last year. Yeah, this is another place where you're going to spend a ton of money. Now, this is where the complaining might kick in just a little bit. There's more to the con, and they've not released a map for it. And as a cosplayer, it's a little frustrating. If you go down these elevators or escalators, there is a section underneath here that is all cosplay. There will be some cosplay guests. There's a cosplay red carpet. There is some, if you go down and you go over to this area to your left, there is cosplay stuff under there too. So I don't know why they never do that stuff, why they never show it. It's frustrating as hell as a cosplayer, and hopefully the cosplay guests don't feel it. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of cosplay stuff in the South Building and the bottom floor. So please, if you're a fan of cosplay, please go see them, because a lot of them are busting their butts to get people down there. And it's just, I don't know why they're not pushing it, but whatever. So yeah, go check out the South Building and go check the downstairs of the South Building, because there's always stuff going down there as well. In fact, I think there's panels down there too. So anyways, you have a ton to see this weekend, including in the cosplay section. I want to point out there are 11 amazing cosplayers. A couple of them I've talked to in the past, and they're incredible. Go check them all out. All their stuff is amazing. Go check out the website. Like them all on Instagram. They're all great cosplayers and deserve all the love that they're going to get this weekend. The Cosplay Alliance guys are going to be there. They are going to be doing a bunch of guests, cosplay guests, every single day. They have a couple draws coming up as well that will be throughout the weekend for prizes. I think there's a Deadpool statue. There's a Deadpool mask. There's a Wolverine mask. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's been created by other cosplayers that they're donating. So check them out and get in those draws, because those are really cool things to own. I might even do it. And there's a whole bunch of other cosplay booths that I'm not 100% sure. Victoria in chat says cosplay is the reason a large amount of people go to cons in the first place. I don't know why they try to hide cosplay guest area. I don't want to complain about it, because again, I am very happy that they're even doing cosplay at all. I don't think it's malicious in any way. I hope it's not. I don't think it is. But to be fair, we are not, as cosplayers, spending the money that the people coming to see celebrities are. The people coming to see a celebrity are paying to get something signed, to paying for the autograph, paying for a photo op. That's making them money. We are paying for a ticket, and we might get something else, but we also might not. I hope that's not the reason that they're not pushing cosplay as much, because they want more people to show up to spend money. But it's kind of hard to not at least think that when, the cosplay masquerade isn't being pushed as much, the map's not being shown, the cosplayers, I hope they updated it today, but I checked yesterday. If you go on the cosplayers page and you click on their icons to look at their pages, at like the write-ups about them, they're not there. They go to the homepage. So I hope stuff like that is updated, and I hope that in the future it is updated and showcased more. Folks, if you love cosplay, if you're a cosplayer, when you get the survey at the end of the con, talk about cosplay and how you wish that would be more. They're happy to use cosplayers in ads, though. Well, that's the thing that I don't understand. I've run into this with other cons as well, where I've kind of pushed an idea, and not an idea that's going to push it's not even going to cost them. I was talking to a friend of mine about this. Like, if you promote cosplay and you promote cosplayers, here's what we do. We do this, and we do social media, and we say, hey, we're going to be at Fan Expo. And then maybe someone who hasn't been to Fan Expo in a while or has never gone says, well, what's Fan Expo? Maybe it's a relative, maybe it's a friend. And they go on fanexpo.com and they go, oh, so-and-so is going to be there. That's that celebrity from that movie I love. Oh my God, I really want to meet them. And then they buy a ticket. It's called inbound marketing. I do marketing for a living. I know how this stuff works. It's free marketing for them. It doesn't cost them anything to promote us on social media and promote other cosplayers on social media, but they just don't push it. And I don't know why, but I hope it changes in the future. And I think it will. I just hope it happens sooner rather than later. Anyways, rant done. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, go get your tickets soon, because I don't know if you can get advanced anymore. You might be able to get like a day pass or something. I got my ultimate pass in the mail. I wasn't too thrilled about the look this year. Usually it's got a really cool comic or something on it, but this one's sponsored by eBay. And I was like, I don't know. But then I looked at it and I was like, actually, it's got Spider-Man, it's got Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's got Princess Peach, it's got Harry Potter Funko, and it's got Bulbasaur. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like that look. And it's eBay 95 Collectors Avenue. So I think they're basing that off 1995. So I'm kind of cool with that. I don't mind it, actually. So go get your tickets right now, because you're going to have a blast. Let's quickly go through my cosplay, and then we're going to go through the top 10 things you need to prepare for your time at Fan Expo. If you are going to be joining on Thursday, you're going to have to look for me in this ugly mug, because I'm just wearing street clothes. However, if you're there on Friday, I'll be dressed as the Cajun Gambit. I'm going to bring Gambit out. I wore him in 2019 or 2018. No, 2021. I wore Gambit, and I'm bringing him back. I've redone the chest protector in pink, so it looks a little more comic book accurate. I just got a new turtleneck, so the turtleneck's going to come up a little bit bigger. And if you saw the pre-show, or if you saw my social media, I was able to make the fanning cards prop, so I'm going to be bringing that as well. When it comes to Saturday, I will be rocking Mr. Judge Dredd. Oh, I'm so happy with how this cosplay came out. This is going to be a stupidly warped cosplay. I'm going to be sweating my balls off in it. Just walking around for about 5 minutes yesterday, I was sweating like crazy. I have judging at about 1:10, and then I have to be in the cosplay room for like 3 o'clock. So I will probably be not be coming down from my hotel room till about 12:30. So I'm not wearing this all day, because I'm going to die. And by the way, these are all snapped on and everything, so trying to get this sucker off is a pain in the ass. So this may be coming off one time to go to the washroom and never coming off again. So, but I'm super happy with how this looks. It works well. I've walked around with it. It's great. Sunday, I'm not 100% on. I may pull Gambit back out again, because I know he'll do so well based off X-Men 97 and the new Deadpool Wolverine movie. But I was also contemplating bringing Vic Rattlehead from Megadeth in for the con. This is one I built last year before. I'm a huge metal fan. I'm a huge music fan in general, and I love doing music cosplays. I was so happy to get this thing done, but I just know he will not get the reception that I know Gambit will, especially with having two properties that showcase him so well. So this Sunday is a maybe. I might just bring Gambit and Dredd for the reason of people, being excited to see him, but also when it comes to travel, Dredd is going to take a big tote and Gambit is going to take a big tote. I'm also have to bring the staff for Gambit. That's another tote. So, and I've got my own bag for, being a person. So we might only do 2 cosplays this year. I'm going to make that decision tomorrow. But yeah, if you're looking for me, look out for the guy with the cards and look out for the guy who's just sweating. Those will be my team. Victoria, thank you very much. I can't wait to see what you're bringing. I can just imagine what yours are going to look like this year. You knock it out of the park every single year. So that's what we've got going on. That's what I'm doing this weekend. Let's jump into one last thing before I let you guys get out of here. Because if you're a cosplayer, you might be going, hey, Myers, you want to move this along? I got some cosplaying to do. So we are going to talk quickly about the top 10 things you need to know about Fan Expo, because it's a big beast. I always say that it's the big roller coaster. You know, I did this as my first con, and then any other con, no matter how big, is just nothing compared to this, because it's 4 days, 2 buildings. You know, I could walk through another con, even a con like Niagara Falls, in like 15, 20 minutes, because I know what everything is, because they all move around to the same cons. Red Moon literally gluing my headpiece right now. See, you guys are working your butts off. So I want you guys to know what to prepare for and what to be ready for when it comes to Fan Expo. So I threw into our good buddy who's going to be overruling us in the next couple years, ChatGPT, and I had an idea, and this mimics exactly what I was going to say, but it's a little more detailed. These are the top 10 things you need to know to get ready for Fan Expo. So first one we just talked about quickly, plan ahead and buy your tickets in advance. So because this is such a big con and such a popular con, these tickets sell out quickly. Even though people every year say it's not as popular as it was last year, BS. It takes one guest to sell that place out. They will always have a really easy time selling Saturday. So if you want to go Saturday, and Saturday's either your only day or you don't want to buy in advance, you might be in trouble. So get your tickets early and get them ready. I get this pass shipped to me because I don't want to muck around the day of. I want it ready in my hand, ready to go. So get them early, get them in advance. Number 2, check the guest list and schedule. Fan Expo Canada boasts an impressive lineup of celebrities, artists, and creators. Research the guest list and schedule beforehand to plan your days efficiently. The big word there is efficiently. So in Fan Expo, you have, as we said earlier, the North Building and the South Building. There is a bridge that connects the two. This bridge gets crazy full and crazy busy certain days of the week. You need to prepare for these things. If you are in the bottom of the South Building and you need to get to the North Building for a photo op, don't leave 15 minutes before you got to be there. It will take you more time to get there. So always plan your schedule. The one thing that I will applaud Fan Expo for is that they do have a schedule that you can break down by category of thing you want to do. So if you really want to do something about cosplay, if you really want to look at things that are all artist-based, if you want to do something that's all celebrity-based, Q&A, panels, all those things, you can break down the schedule and build the schedule so you have a custom schedule that you can follow. You just need to make sure you have enough time to get from point A to point B. So make sure you got a map. Make sure you understand how long it takes to get certain places. Number 3, and this is big for Saturday, prepare for crowds. Crowds are a thing at these cons, folks. Be ready for them. If you're a cosplayer who has big wings or has big stilts or something like that, do not think you're going to be walking around freely throughout the con on a Saturday. It won't happen no matter how hard you try, because it is too full. There have been many, many years, including, I believe, last year, where they will reach a capacity and you will have trouble leaving and coming back in. So plan your Saturdays accordingly for the crowds. Once you get in there on a Saturday, pretty much don't think you're going to be leaving unless it's absolutely necessary, or you may not get back in. Number 4, cosplay is encouraged. 100%. Cosplay is encouraged every single year. If you're a cosplayer, you should be there. Fan Expo is the 3rd biggest convention in North America, behind New York and MegaCon and San Diego. Fourth, San Diego, MegaCon in Orlando, and New York Comic-Con are three of the biggest. Fan Expo is right behind them. This is a big con, which means it brings out all the big cosplayers. So no matter what level you're at, whether you're building a dread like I did, or you're building the gambit, or or even if you're buying your cosplay, just cosplay, just enjoy it. That's the whole point of it, is enjoying. Victoria, I'm going to be planted in one spot all of Saturday. If you got a big hoop skirt, you might be planted somewhere on Saturday because you're not going to be moving around much in that thing. But it's going to look amazing, and that's what matters. Number 5, this is so important if you've never been to Fan Expo. Bring cash. Cash is king. It is so important to bring cash, and I don't mean just because of a convenience factor. Because there are a lot of vendors in the South Building, technology has come a long way, but steel, concrete, and metal still have problems getting signals through. So if you're down in the basement and you're trying to pay for something with a credit card, it might not work. Save yourself the hassle and the possible disappointment. Bring cash. Also, bring cash always before. Let me backtrack. Bring cash before you get to the con, because they do have ATMs there. But ATMs cost money. ATMs cost money. You don't want to spend extra money if you don't have to. Go to your bank, whatever, get a bunch of cash. You don't have to spend all of it, but bring extra just in case, because the last thing you want to do is go, I got to get $50 and it ends up costing you $55. Save that $5, put it towards dinner or something. Don't use the ATMs if you don't have to. Red Moon, Saturday or debit always kicks us out. Exactly. The tech is great. Like I remember back in the day, these didn't work down in the South Building. It's better. It's not 100% though. So make sure to bring cash. Vendors will 99% of the time take cash. Take advantage of panels and Q&A sessions, man. There are years when I would go to so many panels and so many Q&As. Folks, if you're a fan of comic books like I am, they have a thing at Fan Expo called Sketch Duels, which is one of the most fun things. What they do is they get 2 comic book artists and they pit them against each other drawing a character. Now, you might go, that's boring. I don't really want to watch 2 people draw Batman. No. It's way more fun than that, because if you get an artist that's actually fun and enjoys it, they will want to draw something that they don't normally do. For example, we went one year and someone threw out the idea of Batman. And the artist went, I draw Batman regularly. I don't want to do that. And a guy from the back of the room went, Batman fighting a giant hot dog. And the host went, no. And the artist went, actually, yes. I want to draw that. And they both drew it, and it was one of the most fun things. And they give the art out at the end, which makes it even better. We have a zombie Wonder Woman sketch from Yannick Paquette, who used to do Swamp Thing and Wonder Woman. It is really cool. So yeah, go check those out. There's probably 1 to 2 a day. And it's probably one of the most fun panels. There was one, who was it? He does Batman, the animated series books, Ty Templeton. And he did one where it was Robin riding Batman like a horse. It was so funny. So there could be some really good sketches. So go check those out. I used to do them all the time. Unfortunately, because I'm in costume, I just don't have the time anymore, but they're always a hoot. Number 7, explore the dealer's room. Dude, if there's ever been a toy, a comic, a t-shirt, or something you've ever wanted from now to the 80s, you will find it at Fan Expo. There are people selling everything you've ever wanted when it comes to new stuff, when it comes to nostalgia stuff. You will be able to find it. And there are things there that you never thought you would want that are there. There's one year when they were trying to push sports. They had a Fan Expo sports section of the con, and I ended up walking out with no comic book stuff. I ended up leaving the convention with 4 McFarlane Colorado Avalanche toys because some guy was selling them. They're like $30. I ended up getting them for $5 each. So yeah, there's always stuff there that you can find. I usually spend way more than I need to. I will give you guys a tip. If you're a comic book fan, there is a booth called BMW. They are a comic book and book distributor. They are local to Toronto. They usually have a killer graphic novel deal every single year. Go check them out first thing when you get to the con because they are always loaded. I got The Watchmen, I got Final Crisis, I got V for Vendetta, Justice by Alan Moore, and one other one. DC 52. 5 books for $20. Like, they just want to get rid of these things. So go check them out first thing. I will be there on Thursday loading up my bag with graphic novels. Number 8, pace yourself. If you are there all weekend, do not feel like you need to do the entire con in one day. Enjoy it. Take in little bits of everything. Even if you're only there for one day, just take your time. Enjoy it. If you got to go back through a dealer's room twice, do it, because there are things hidden throughout that convention that you just will miss because it is the Las Vegas light effect that you're just going to be boom, 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 boom. Everything's everywhere. Take your time, take a breath, and just enjoy it. There are especially people like me who are cosplaying. You could walk through a room 15 times and not see me because I'm somewhere else. So take your time, enjoy your day. You paid good money, enjoy the con. Number 9, be respectful to others. I don't think I need to say it, but I will. Folks, we're all trying to have a good time. We're all trying to do good things. We're all trying to have fun. Whether you're a cosplayer, whether you're a parent taking your kid for the first time, let's all enjoy this because there is a place, there is a time in this world where this doesn't exist. We all don't get together once a year and all enjoy nerddom, geekdom, nostalgia, whatever you want to call it, together. There are going to be some headaches. It happens. Escalators are going to stop working. People are going to, throw an elbow here and there. Overall, let's just do our best to enjoy the con and enjoy everybody's version of nerddom, because that's the thing that I love about Fan Expo is that there are cons like Anime North, which are big and everyone loves their thing, but it's anime. It's all anime. And then you've got Niagara Falls, which is really celebrity based and not really, it's not really Comic-Con, but it's kind of, it's its own little beast. Fan Expo is the culmination of so many fandoms. Back in the day, and I'm aging myself again, 2009, it was comic books, sci-fi, horror, anime, gaming. And they actually had sections of the con for each section. So you had a comic section, horror, anime, gaming, etc. Now it's all intertwined because we all love these things together. I like comics. I like horror. I like gaming. There are people who love video games and books and anime and all these things. Let's just all enjoy this stuff together because that's the best part is we all have a place to go once a year and enjoy the fandom together. And last but not least, it's the most important one. And I've just been kind of saying it for the past 2 minutes. Have fun. Most importantly, Fan Expo is about celebrating your love of pop culture, immerse yourself in the atmosphere, meet new people, and enjoy the experience. And that's it. That's the end goal, is have fun. I said on the pre-show, there's going to be things that are going to be frustrating. I wish that, the cosplayers got a bit more of a push because of what they bring to the table. I wish that The masquerade was a bit better. I wish that, we could push things out a little bit more so we had some more breathing room and all that. 100% on all those. But you know what? Overall, there is a very small opportunity in the scope of the world, in the scope of the universe, where we get together and we get to enjoy these things. We have the technology that we can interact like this, but we also have the technology and the existence to see each other in person and enjoy this stuff together. And it just makes it so much better. And as everyone's saying in chat, Red Moon saying, looking forward to seeing friends again. Crystal saying, I can't wait to see all you beautiful people. It's so true. It really is. That is the most fun thing. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've been going for 15 years. And if it wasn't for meeting cool people like you, if it wasn't for the cosplay community, I probably wouldn't be going still. Because, like I said, I've done this for 15 years. I could probably tell you half of the vendors closing my eyes. I can tell you what their stock is because I've seen it so many times going to this and Hamilton and Niagara and all that stuff. It's the community. It's the people that I get to see every single year that makes this worth the money and the time and the effort to come back. So I can't wait to see all you guys this weekend. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be walking around having a blast. I hope you all be having a blast. That's kind of it. We're at the 55, 56-minute mark. I hope you all had a great night. I hope you're all not stressing too much. Please take your time. Don't rush too much to get your cosplays done. If it doesn't get done for Fan Expo, that's okay. It's okay. Don't stress too much. Just enjoy the process. We can get to it next year. I can't wait to see you all. Next week, obviously, we're going to talk about my review of Fan Expo 2024. I'm going to let you guys go. Have yourselves a great week, folks. I will see you in a few days in Toronto. Take care of yourselves. If I don't see you, enjoy the convention. I can't wait to see what you all bring. I love you all, and I will see you all very... Oh, also, guys, before you go, hit that like button if you can. Hit that subscribe button. Hit all those things. Share this with people. Like, it really means a lot to me if you guys hit those things. And leave a comment after the video's done just so I can, it helps the algorithm and all those things. It really means a lot to me, guys. Have yourselves a good night. Have yourselves a good week. I will see you all this Thursday, I hope. And if not, I will see you next week here on Monday Night Nerd. Love you all. See you at Fan Expo. See you soon. Hey, thanks for watching Monday Night Nerd. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the subscribe button, like this content, and follow on social media for even more nerdy fun. See you soon.